But then this world's not always good, and nothing's real but love. Nothing's real but love. No money, no house, no car can beat love.
My personal belief is that you're not always supposed to be with your soulmates forever, and your soulmate's not always supposed to be a romantic relationship. I don't believe that. I think some of my friends, well, not even some, I would say very few, but that I have soul ties with some of my friends. I don't think it always has to be a romantic connection.
Gotcha.
And I think it's for you will carry that person with you forever, because when you have, well, I think I saw something, when you have an element and two elements mixed, they can't unmix and they're forever changed.
Right.
They're never going to be the same, and hopefully that's for the better, and sometimes it's for the worse, but hopefully it's for the better. And I don't think anything's wrong with that. I don't think you're always, only because the soul is a pure element, but these souls are placed in bodies and in a world that is so unpure. Right. And they're tainted by experiences, and sometimes you can't get people to see the way you want to, and that's when it's frustrating. Right. When you have this soul connection with somebody and you can't get them, or they can't get you, or y'all can't get on the same page and be together. But I think that's when you have to take joy in the fact that I'm going to always carry you with me. Right. You have forever changed my life, and I'm so grateful for the experience, as opposed to being so upset that we can't be together in a romantic situation. Right.
I never thought of soulmates not being someone who you are romantically. I don't know why. But I mean, obviously,
well, because that's what they put on it. They put a romantic view on soulmates. But when I look at soulmates, I'm thinking our souls have met. Right. Our souls we're kindred spirits. We have been in a place together before, and we have that connection with each other. And if it's romantic, great. If it's not.
How do you know that this is purely just the connection that you have between a person? Because again, it's that unsupernatural feeling that you ever had with someone, and I take that to a place of romanticism. Like, this is great. Like, this is what I want as a person I want to be with. But how do you know if before you charter those, lakes and great lakes of being in a relationship, like, I am connected to this person and their soul, whatever, and so I can either choose to keep them as a friend or go get in a relationship. I think about what will guide those two different paths for a person. Like, how can you separate that feeling into this is purely a friendship and this can be a relationship, without just making a relationship and then trying to go back to a friendship when the relationship doesn't work.
Right. I don't necessarily have an answer for that.
I don't either. I just think it's complicated.
It definitely is. Because I don't know. I think you have to keep in mind that you may have this wild, crazy connection with someone, this soul tie, but there's still an element of reality to it. Yeah. And if that person is volatile, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm just thinking, like, if you have a soul connection, you meet somebody, right? You meet them in a bar, you go out with them, and everything is great. You're like, oh my God, we can talk forever. But that person's like addicted to like crystal meth and some shit. That person has like really been through some shit, and being with them is not healthy. Right. It's like, I will carry you with me forever, but I can't take your drug habit with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a small example, but I think if you think about, you have a soul connection with someone, that means y'all are connected, but then there's an element of reality too. Can you build a life with someone? Are y'all on the same page professional wise? Like, can this person handle what you want to do? Can you handle what they want to do? How does this person view finances? Do they want to have kids? There's a real life element to that soul connection that has to be there too. And it can't just be one or the other. It has to be like that. If you get the situation where it is your soulmate, and then y'all have the same views on how y'all look at family, how y'all want to raise kids, where you see yourself going, and they see themselves going that way. Not because you're going that way, because they genuinely, their life is pulling them in that same direction. Right. And that's awesome. That's awesome. Right. Lean into that shit.
Yeah,
like me. Lean. Lean. And it's very early in, so I'm just I want to stop giving that disclaimer.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't minimize it.
That's me not leaning in, right?
Yeah, you just kind of like.
Yeah. So it's scary as shit. Just FYI, this
yeah, I was telling, that's what we were talking about, how scary love is.
Oh
love is like, I'm gonna put this blindfold on and I'm gonna swing this bat at the pinata and pray that some good shit fall out. Like, or you're putting yourself in a situation that this relationship could end, but I'm still gonna put everything into it. And I know you don't want to think about or dress rehearse tragedy or whatever, but there's always an element of this won't work. So how do people not rehearse that in their head? Like,
it's something
we could break up. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what if this happened? Or I've been through this and I've been through that. When you genuinely want to be open and connected with someone, that's so scary that I am giving you a piece of me. Like, it's almost like taking a piece of myself and handing it to you.
Yeah,
and you can do whatever the hell you want to at this any
is what
point.
I saw the post. It said love is giving someone the power to destroy you, but trusting that they won't. And I sit at the table because that's how I feel every day. Like we talk about daring greatly. Yeah. That's how I feel every day in our relationship. The more that I grow it, did I say her name? Fuck. Oh, you guys leave that out. The more I grow in love with her, the scarier it is for me. Because I'm like, I think I told you this. You could leave me right now, and my life would be in shambles. Do you hear me? I would be like, oh my God. And but
it's also so much pressure.
It is for the other person.
Jesus,
yes. But it's equal. But see, the thing is, I think it has to be equally weighted. Because if you're leaning all the way in, and that person's kind of tiptoeing. Oh no.
Yeah.
My mom always
said, slighted.
Your partner should, or your husband. That's what mom said. Your husband should love you more than you love him. And I used to believe that, but that's so not good. Yeah. But because it creates a power dynamic. Right. And the person who cares the less always wins. Right. But and then love is not really about winning. Right. It's not like a win-lose situation. That's why I don't play games, because in games there's a winner and there's a loser. Right. I don't like things in life that you either win or you lose. There's so much that you can gain from. That you can find something better. Do you believe that love conquers all? No. Yeah. Those people who you're talking about, they believe love conquers all. They be like, look, I know you got messed up credit. I know you on drugs. And I know you got 7 kids. But I love you, and we're going to make this work. Hell fuck no. It doesn't work that way. I had to realize that, for me, I don't believe love conquers all. I believe love conquers a lot, and love allows you to put yourself in a situation where you are uncomfortable and you're trying to see a different perspective or a different view for somebody. But I also think love is letting a person go when you know, or they know, or we know that this relationship is not where we're supposed to be. And there may be. Do you believe that? I do believe that. I do believe that. I don't practice it all the time, but I do believe that. That's why I believe a lot of things that I don't practice, because it's kind of hard for me to do those things because I have other issues. Can you believe in God and not practice any kind of faith-based religion? If you're not actively engaged in the belief system that you claim to have, I think you can. If you are believing in God, you're practicing a faith-based system. Like you're practicing because you believe in God. That is just one step of that's my personal faith. Okay, I just want to go ahead. I think when in terms of myself, I want to be able to say those things if I feel those things. I have a different issue where it's hard for me to communicate certain things because I'm so consumed with the outcome of what may happen, and I try to control those outcomes. And I hate breaking up with people. I hate leaving relationships. I hate saying that this is final, this is it. And not just, it may be a little selfish for me because it hurts internally and I feel like I'm doing something to the other person that they're going to be, their life is going to be over, not even giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying that I'm everything, but it's hard for me to just do those things, like end things. They're very final. Like I told you before, I don't like ending anything. Not a job, not a conversation, all kind of shit. Like I don't do those things. So that's why it makes it hard for me to practice that actual thing, what I just said about me loving you more than whatever to leave. But I believe that. And that's why I say I don't believe love always conquers all. It takes work. It takes real fucking work. Yeah. But the two people have to be willing to work. To put in the work. It's absolutely scary though. When people think about soulmates and people think about love, they put this big romantic thing on it. And it is an element of that because you're having this romantic connection with someone. But beyond that, honestly, I can't speak to this. This is what terrifies me in my relationship, and that I've only been in the honeymoon phase of relationships, because after you get past that, it gets real. Yeah. And I haven't endured the gets real.
Can you entertain? Because this is my thought. Can you entertain that you always are in the honeymoon phase in your relationship? Like, do you think that there's a person that you can always, not saying that shit won't get real, but I pray that I always feel like this is a honeymoon with the person I'm with. I pray for that.
Gives me hope. I don't know. You just asked the question, but it gives me hope. I really hope, because that would be everything. Yeah. Because really, you know what? That's giving me. That is. I lost it, but it was deep. But I was just thinking, okay, I want to pray that the honeymoon phase, because that gives me a outlet to stop dress rehearsing tragedy. Yeah. If I never believe that tragedy is happening, and I honestly believe in myself and pray to God that the phase that I'm in right now in my relationship, that it stays that way, then I can stop thinking, how are you gonna make it when it's over? How are you gonna? What are you gonna do?
Even calling it a phase sounds like it's going to end at some point, and
that's what everything says. Everything.
But that's what we say. The lie someone told that we don't believe.
Yes.
The lies we decide to believe, not someone told. We decide to believe
in that. They haven't lived my life. They not me.
Oh, I'm at the edge.
I think I'm hot. Oh my God. You don't know. You don't know about my relationship.
And that's what I think people have that. Like, I've seen people with, like, I've seen that. I'm not saying bad things don't happen, or arguments or disagreements, that doesn't happen.
But you are honeymoon phase last.
But you are so engulfed in each other that this is us forever. We gonna laugh, we gonna joke, we gonna play, we gonna tickle, we gonna fight, we gonna do whatever, forever. And when disagreements come up, we gonna handle it like this.
When I tell you I just pray to Jesus, I just pray to God. Me and God had talked. God said, boom.
I think it could happen. And I think that's what keeps me. I don't want to, not necessarily saying that I've settled in relationships. Even if I've never seen it happen, it's almost like the first person going to the moon. We ain't never seen that shit happen, but it can happen. Like, if we give ourselves the opportunity to put in our minds that this can happen, and we can do this. And
it's the law of attraction. Yeah. If I keep thinking about this doom, I'm going to create it. Yeah. But if I think, oh yes, gotta change your thought process.
Change your thoughts, CBT. Oh. But that's what I'm saying. I don't want to ever say that I've settled in relationships, but thus far, the relationship that I felt like that was my previous relationship. But I was always thinking that, what if this doesn't work? Or what if, you know what I'm saying, this is not up to this, whatever. Versus just being in that moment, in that time, and saying, this is everything. And it's always going to be everything. And baby, you got me and I got you. And, but it wasn't meant to be that way in that relationship. So what I'm saying is, henceforth, that's what I want in a relationship. I want someone who's going to be just as gun-ho, has that same thought process, or can even, just fathom me saying that and be like, wow, that's everything. Let's do it. You and I. Let's make it twerk. Let's make it happen.